Most investors are scanning for price. Smart traders, we scan for opportunities. And one of the fastest ways to find opportunity in the options market is by finding stocks with higher implied volatility. Today I'm going to show you how I use Finviz to quickly filter for stocks with elevated implied volatility. So you're not just guessing, you're actually scanning with intention. So let's jump into the screener and I'll walk you through the exact filters I use. When you log into the Finviz platform, the first thing you do is you go straight to that screener button. Super easy. And I always start out with a handful of core filtering criteria that I use on just about every scan. I'll go into the option short tab here and I will choose optionable and shortable just so that I have all choices on the table on how I can buy or sell the stock and options. Then I will go in and search for liquidity. I just want super liquid stocks, super liquid options. So I'll go set that average volume filter to 1 or 2 million. Typically I go 2 million. Then I like to filter out the penny stocks. You can trade them, but I like to get more normalized stocks. Typically, I'll go into the price filter and set that for over 20 bucks. And that just gets rid of a lot of the less reliable stocks that are cheaper. Then from here, to find volatility candidates, we go to the technical tab. And you'll notice with those preset filters, we're down to about 855 total stocks out of 10,000. So we've already narrowed the search. When we go into that technical tab and we click on volatility, right up here up top, they've got a little volatility tab. You click on that and it allows you to select for increased volatility by percentage over a week or a month. And I'll typically start out with a search around 5%. I'll say, show me 5% up for the week or 5% up for the month. You can play around with that percentage and see what kind of results you get. I'm going to hit this month over 5% increase. And that's narrowed it down to about 200 stocks. So these stocks on average have some higher implied volatility at the moment. And then from here, I can go and do regular scans based off of technicals. So let's say, for example, I'm looking for a stock in an uptrend. So I can say, hey, give me stocks that are above their 200 period moving average, and give me stocks that are above their 50 period moving average. And then what I'm going to do here is a little sneaky. I'm going to search for stocks that are below their 20 period moving average, meaning that they've had a drop in price recently. And so I'm going to say, hey, find me stocks that are below that 20 period moving average. And now I'm down to 10 candidates. And what I'm looking for is a stock in a general uptrend with higher implied volatility that's dropped in price or gone on sale. And what I'm going to be looking for in this example is high implied volatility put options, where I can sell way out of the money put options for income and cash flow. Now, before I show you the results here, I have a quick question for you. How are you using Finviz right now? Are you scanning for growth stocks? Are you scanning for trending stocks? Drop it in the comments. I would genuinely love to see how you're using it. I read those and it gives me ideas. It gives all of us, all of our community ideas for future videos. Now we have just 10 candidates here that I think are interesting candidates. If we go click on the chart button here, we can get a quick look at some thumbnails that give me an idea of how they're trading. And I like what I'm seeing on a lot of these charts. Nice, strong upward trends with pullbacks down into support or rising trend. I particularly like this chart of Cameco, and I'm going to pop open that chart of Cameco. And I think the reason Cameco is interesting to me is, one, it's already in an uptrend, and this is in the energy space, uranium specifically, and we're in the middle of an AI boom. And I think that nuclear energy is specifically going to be in high demand because the demands of AI, it needs so much energy that we're seeing a pretty bullish run in this particular sector. And then this company has some interesting fundamentals as well. So I think it's a realistic candidate where I could implement an option selling strategy for income and cash flow without even technically having to own this stock. Now, full disclosure, I already do own this stock, so I'm familiar with it. But if we take a look at it, we can dive in and see what the implied volatility looks like and get an idea of how fat the option premiums are based off of the scan we just ran. So if we take this and we plop into Thinkorswim, I have the chart here already open, prepared for us. And what I'm looking at here is a chart of Cameco with an implied volatility indicator applied to the chart and a probability of expiring cone. And I can see it by looking at this implied volatility indicator that we have a nice raised implied volatility. It's post-earnings, so I don't have to worry about an unknown earnings announcement surprise. And the implied volatility is still quite high. The stock's in an uptrend. It's trading above known support zones, above the trend zone, above the moving averages, except for that 20. And it's currently had a little bit of a price dip. Now, the probability cone gives me some idea of how much they're pricing into the options. And for shorter term options, I'm thinking around the $100 mark. If I could sell options below $100 for the next 30 days or so, I've got a pretty good probability of those options expiring worthless where I can just keep the premium. So I went and looked at the trade tab here, and I went to the options chain, and I was looking at the options chain, and I have all kinds of choices here. I got regular standard options or weekly options. And typically when I go to sell options, I'm looking for that 30 to 60 day window. And we could do options here for, the weekly options for March 27th or April 2nd. That's about 35 days. That seems like a pretty reasonable number right there. So we can go click on those April 2 option chain. And over here on the put side, I can see all of the strike prices available. And for this strategy, what I want to do is sell that way out of the money put option down below that $100 level. And I follow a delta rule. I'm looking for deltas 15 or less. And I've got a delta 12 for the 95 strike and a bid-ask spread of 130 to 215, which means we could probably sell that option we could split that spread around $1.75 or so. And I already took the liberty of plopping that into my Analyze tab and putting that in. We could get about $1.76 on that bid-ask spread for a promise to buy this stock at $95. Now, to buy 100 shares of the stock at $95 would require $9,500. So here's how we're going to think about this. We're going to use our capital to generate an income. And so I want you to think about this from an investor perspective mindset. We are looking at a balance sheet right now. I'm drawing a balance sheet where we have our income and we have our expenses. And then down here, we would have our assets and our liabilities. So we have our asset column and our liability. So imagine for a moment we have some cash in our asset column. We've got $9,500 in cash. And what we're going to do is we're going to sell an option premium for income. We're going to sell an option here, a contract with the promise to buy this stock at $95 per share for the next 35 days. This option does expire, but it is a promise to buy the stock. And so we sell that option and we get paid a premium, and we're going to get paid $176, which is an income to us. That's new money. That income could be used to cover an expense. It could be used to pay down other liabilities. It could be added to our asset column where we get a little bit of a bump in how much money we have in our asset column. The catch here is we have to tie this money up with a promise for 35 days. Now, $176 isn't a lot of money, but it's an incredibly high rate of return for just 35 days. Let's do the math on that real quick. I'm going to grab my little calculator here, and we're going to take the $176 of premium that we're going to receive, and we're going to divide that by the $9,500 of capital required for a cash secured put. And that would equal 0.018 times 100 per percent. That would equal a 1.85% ROI on capital used for the next 35 days. Again, the catch is we're promising to buy the stock down at 95, which is interesting, especially if we want to own this stock anyway. And the probability of that happening, the probability of this stock dipping down below 95 over the next 35 days is less than 15% probability, which means there's an 85% probability we just get to keep the cash. And I don't want to get you feeling too greedy with this next comment, so temper your greed gland when you hear this. In a margin account, we could use as little as 10%, depending on the broker, depending on the margin requirements. Typically, they require anywhere between 10 and 50% in margin, but most brokers are somewhere between 10 and 20%, where for just 10 to 20% of the capital, we could receive the same premium, which if they were holding just 10%, we're going from a 1.8% return up to well over 10%. That would be more like an 18% return on the capital used. But that's using leverage, and using leverage intelligently, that requires education. So that's a quick example of how we used the Finviz filter, the screener, to find candidates that have elevated implied volatility, fat-rich options premiums that we can use for strategies like selling cash-secured puts, naked puts, covered calls. We could own the stock and promise to sell it at a higher price and get fat premiums. We could also use that scan to help us identify candidates for credit spreads. One of the many, many, many ways that we could use Finviz. If you found this video helpful and you're thinking about using the elite version of Finviz like I do every day, you can sign up using the link in the description below. It helps support the channel so we can keep making awesome videos like this one. We'll see you in the next video.